Bye-bye, Miss American Pie. I'm sure you remember Tara Reid, maybe. If you watched American Pie, you remember her. She was in that movie. And for a minute, she was one of the hottest women in Hollywood. She was up and coming. A lot of movies. And then it just kind of fell off. If you go back, all the way back to 1996, she started to get her big breaks. One being an actress in The Big Lebowski. She was Bunny Lebowski, if you don't remember. And then she had American Pie. That helped push her up. Then she was in Josie and the Pussycats, American Pie 2. She was in Van Wilder. And then her IMDb, while she's still getting work, doesn't quite match up to the movie she was in at the start. She was even in Cruel Intentions. I don't remember that. But it's been a long time since I've seen it. My point is, when you go up the list here, she starts to fall off of bigger movies that you might remember to stuff like, I don't know, A Royal Christmas Ball or Attraction to Paris or Bloodthirst, which looks like a B movie. I don't know what that is. I mean, I have not watched it. She plays the vampire queen, and she very much looks like the vampire queen in real life when you take a look at just how broken she is, which probably comes from a lot of drug use, drinking, stuff like that. She has done her time in rehab, which, to be fair, that's a lot of people in Hollywood. She's at least been in there once since 2008, and she was known as a notorious wild party girl. And I got to tell you, if you heavily do drugs and drinking when you're young, you're not going to age the best. It's just a fact. So she's not quite looking as good at 50, not like she did at 25. But to be fair, the wall comes for us all. However, she is maybe looking for some attention. I don't know. Because she claimed the other day, back on November 24th, that she was drugged at a Chicago hotel bar. And there's a whole video of her just kind of looking terrible in a wheelchair, and then she gets rolled out on a stretcher. And she claims that she was drugged at a hotel bar. She went outside, had a cigarette with somebody, a YouTube creator, Sean P. I don't know if that's just his name or the name of his channel, but apparently they shared a cigarette outside, and then she went back to the bar, and her drink was covered, which is something usually a bartender will do. Put something over your drink, right, so no one messes with it. It's a good idea. Definitely put a napkin or something over your drink. If you're a woman, you should definitely consider doing that if you're going to walk away. Even men, too. It can happen to you, too. It can happen to anybody, but usually women get the worst of it. However, despite her claim that she was drugged at the bar, police have something to say about it because they've been looking into it, and they have found no evidence backing Tara Reid's claim she was drugged at a Chicago bar. And to be specific, she was there because she was at a Comic-Con. If you don't know, celebrities go to these things quite often, and they get paid to be there, and they make money in autographs and stuff. It's really how a lot of them make a living after kind of their Hollywood run, and they make a lot of money doing it too, by the way. Usually they charge like anywhere from $60 to $100 for an autograph. And, they have hundreds of people come see them, maybe thousands over a couple of day period at these cons. And they usually get their travel and all that stuff paid for. So she was there. She claims she walked down to the bar to have one glass of wine. And From what I've read, it sounds like it was pretty close to closing time, too, by the way, when she went down there. Not 100% sure on that little detail. But she claims she went down there, had one drink, and then she was out of her mind. Now, police have looked into this, and they watched recorded footage from a security camera, I'm assuming, of the incident, and they found that nobody walked up and touched her drink. They are waiting on a toxicology report to find out if any drugs were in her system, but it's kind of looking like she might be lying. So this is going to be really bad for her if this turns out to be a lie. She's going to look like an attention whore who can't hold she can't hold her shit anymore, and she got blackout drunk, probably mixing stuff. She's a known party girl, probably, like a lot of people in Hollywood, has addiction problems. And there's a video of her looking foolish now in a wheelchair and getting rolled out on a stretcher looking incoherent. And because of that, see, look at this picture right here. I got to be careful showing it because TMZ will copyright claim because they paid for this video. But, I mean, this is embarrassing. What's a good way to say, well, I wasn't drunk off my ass and getting rolled out on a stretcher. No, I was actually drugged. Now, I'm not saying she did that, but it's really looking like that's exactly what she did. She says, last thing I remember is having one drink and waking up in the hospital the next day without remembering anything. That was the scariest feeling I have ever felt. I felt so helpless. Yeah, that happens after getting drunk. It's called blacking out. If you consume too much alcohol, that can happen. And we don't know what she was doing in her hotel room before she walked down there. She could have been doing a bunch of drugs, too much drugs. I don't know. But she claims somebody put something in her drink, and it does not seem to be the case. The bartender is the one that covered her drink. And do you think he just decided to randomly drug Tara Reid? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not quite buying that. So here's the whole account. Tara Reid claims someone slipped a drug in her drink doesn't hold water with cops who found no video to back up her allegation. Rosemont police tell TMZ they reviewed surveillance footage from the Chicago area hotel, and there's no indication, at least based on the videos they saw, anyone drugged Tara last month. So keep in mind, it's going to be kind of hard for anyone to spike the drink if no one approaches it while she's outside having her cigarette. So something is not lining up here. Sean P., the YouTube influencer Tara shared a cigarette with that night, also told us police investigators reached out to him Wednesday to ask about Tara's claim she got drugged. He says he relayed the same info he told us. He didn't roofie Tara and didn't believe her drink was spiked. In her police text, Tara claims Sean P. texted her videos of her the next day, which she believed was an extortion attempt, but Sean says he was only giving her a heads up. His friend had video of her getting rolled out on the stretcher. Sean P. says cops told him he's not being looked at as a suspect. They just wanted to talk to him about what he saw with Tara that night. So I don't know if they were drinking together or not. All I'm saying here is it doesn't look like she's telling the truth. I think she's probably getting fucked up on some shit, and it didn't go very well. She blacked out. There's now video of her looking foolish. And what's the quickest way to turn something like this around where you're falling out of a wheelchair and you got to be stretched out on a stretcher? You're a victim now. And that's a quick way to return this from something where people are going to laugh at you and feel sorry for you into something where you're now a victim and people are going to feel sorry for you, but they're not going to feel sorry for you for being a drunken idiot. They're going to feel sorry for you because somebody tried to do some nasty shit to you. So, I don't know. Personally, in my opinion, I think she might be full of shit. And I think she might be trying to tell a story to get a little bit of relevancy and a little bit of victim points because she got too messed up. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. This could all be true. We got to wait for the toxicology report. And I don't even know if we'll get it, if we'll get to see it. But just going off of the cops talking about watching where she was at and not seeing anybody spike her drink, it's kind of looking like she might be a Hollywood liar. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Do you think she's full of it, or do you think she's telling the truth? Let me know. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.